I was in a sauna the other day, right? And there was three older white Italian men, and they were talking, conversating. And you know what they said? They said, "Don't get married." They saying getting married will stress you out, give you a heart attack. It may even end your life earlier, because women will stress you out, and being married to a woman is extremely stressful. Did you guys see that? That was one of those freaking bugs just laying on my shoulder. I gotta kill it. Those things have really become a problem. I guess they like my big brolic shoulders. But anyways, yeah, those guys were saying don't get married, man. And one of them had as his screensaver on his phone a young female, and I was like, who was that? He said, oh yeah, she's 20 some years old. You know, she's amazing, and she was very attractive, very beautiful. He said she was Swedish, from Sweden. Now, we've always heard the term happy wife, happy life, but that term is dead. That term has been dead. That's the first time in person I've heard dudes say not to get married. But all across the internet on social media, I've heard dudes saying for a while that getting married is a scam, being married is a scam. Plenty of content creators have done videos talking about marriage is a scam, and it's true. And I really want to talk about why it is, why it always has been a scam, why a lot of older men have set other men up for failure by influencing them to get married. I'm gonna tell you why, man. If the man is a sole provider, right? If he's a sole provider and he's the one who's supposed to protect and provide for the family, why should he not be the one that's happy? I'm not saying the wife shouldn't be happy, but the wife is not the main person in that relationship that should be the happiest. It should be the man. The man is the one who has to provide. He has to wake up and go to work every day, and bust his behind, make sure that the household is taken care of, make sure that there are no financial mishaps, right? So why should he not be happy? Why should his happiness not matter? I got a guy I work with, man. He's a straight up simp for his wife. He cleans the house. He does every single thing, right? And he has two boys, and it's always don't bother your mother, don't bother your mother. What about don't bother your father? What about that? What about your father who just had a long day of hard work, a long day of doing yard work and working his regular job, you know? What about don't bother your father? What about that, man? See, dudes have set men up for failure because a lot of these women do not respect men. They do not respect men. A lot of these women are entitled. They are so entitled because of how society has made the woman being the most important the norm. That's not the norm. Yes, I get it. The woman bears children or whatever. She's caring. She's supposed to be nurturing and all this stuff. But if we didn't put the baby inside her, she wouldn't have a baby to begin with. It all starts with us. Even the sex of the baby, or the gender, I should say. Our chromosomes is what determines the gender of the child. Yes, we have the strongest genes. We do. It's a man's world, man. It's a man's world. James Brown said that. I don't understand why people don't understand that. I don't understand why men gave up power. Yes, women deserve to have equal rights. Yes, women deserve to be treated the same. But as far as the power has been given up. Years ago, men gave up the power and gave it to women. Been walked all over, been talked down to, men been cheated on, men been disrespected in public. While they have nothing left when a woman decides to leave. Why are we still seeing this? Why are we seeing like a PJ Tucker get taken advantage of? Why are we seeing somebody like a Tyreek Hill being taken advantage of? Why have we seen somebody like a Iman Shumpert being taken advantage of? All these men that I guarantee had it in their head, happy wife, happy life. See, there are a lot of people that are together for 10, 15 years, and as soon as they get married, they get a divorce within a year. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. If you were doing fine as boyfriend and girlfriend, as a couple, why do you need to go ahead and be married? Just to make other people happy? Just to get married, to say you're married, just to follow in your parents' footsteps? I'm a big believer in Christ, man. A big believer in Christ. I do believe that you shouldn't be having children out of wedlock and stuff like that. But also, we got to be realistic, man. The times we are living in, it's going to be hard, very hard, for the next generation of men to find a woman that's worthy of marrying and not getting a prenup. You know? Why do you think 50-50 is so promoted nowadays? 50-50 is so being promoted and mentioned, and we're hearing it because dudes don't want to be left with nothing. At least when you go 50-50, when things don't work out, it's not one-sided, where she has everything and you have nothing. That's not fair. Especially for a man that's been providing and busting his behind and being a provider and protector. Then when it's all said and done and things don't work out, you left with nothing? How is that fair? That's extremely unfair, man. Extremely unfair. And I love to see women calling other women out, man. That's one thing I love about YouTube, man. I'm starting to see a good amount of YouTube channels that are calling women out for the BS they've been doing, realizing that it's extremely one-sided. We do have some good women out here, but the bad women that are influenced by the 304s and by these entitled women, they outweigh the good women, unfortunately. Unfortunately, they do. But it has to change, man. Like I said it in the title. Happy man, happy fam. If a man is happy, he can happily provide for his family. An unhappy man will do unhappy things. He will get drunk. He will beat on his wife in front of his kids. He will argue in front of his kids. He will neglect his kids. He will neglect his wife. He will neglect his responsibilities and his duties. You should never, as a wife, as a girlfriend, fiance, you should never, ever want your man to be unhappy if he is a sole provider. You should never want that. A lot of women know that their man is unhappy. They know it. They know that they have been depriving him of sex, depriving him of home-cooked meals, not helping as much with the kids as they should be, not helping with the finances. They know this. But they do it anyway. Straight up evil, man. Straight up evil. But it's time for men to take the power back. Don't make the same mistakes as the men before you did. If you just listen, if you as a young man are in a gym and you just conversate with some of these old men, you ask them how their marriage is, or some of these divorced men, ask them why they got divorced, man, they're gonna tell you what it is. Make sure you learn from these dudes. Do not repeat the same mistakes. If you have a single mom, if you have a single dad, learn from your parents and why they're not together. Don't make the same mistakes. Again, most of your parents probably didn't get a prenup. You should consider getting a prenup. I don't care how good this woman looks. I don't care how good she makes you feel. If she is not willing to get a prenup, she is not for you. If she is not willing to go 50-50, she is not for you. A woman who is for you does not want to see you grinding. Let's talk about the grind, because those always say, oh, I'm grinding. When you grind something, you wear it down. Grinding something is not a good thing. A lot of dudes are out here being wore down. They're wearing themselves down and they're in marriages. How are you in a marriage and you're grinding yourself down to the bone, working yourself down to the bone? How is your woman okay with you being seen working yourself down to the bone? You got black spots and bags under your eyes. You got a big bubble gut. You're starting to lose your abs and lose your good shape you have because you are too tired after work. You are too tired to go to the gym because you are the only one that's fully providing. You are working the most hours. She is a stay-at-home mom and you're busting your behind. You let yourself go. What type of woman are you with? Maybe you're watching her, you're in this marriage, you're in this relationship. What type of woman are you with that she is okay with seeing you stressed, looking stressed out, looking tired? What type of woman are you with? She is not the same woman that said I do at that altar. She is not the same woman. Again, no woman that truly loves her man is going to let him bust his behind and work 2-3 jobs. Work 60 hours, pulling all this overtime while she's working her little 20 hours. She don't love you, dude. I don't care how good she suck it. I don't care how good she fuck it. She don't love you. It's all about longevity, man. I just seen a couple on social media. The man's 76, the woman is 70. The woman looks younger than her 46-year-old daughter. Why? Because they work out together. They both go in on this relationship to make it one. See, people hear 50-50, they think it's a bad thing. 50-50 means coming together to make 100. Just like how you two come together to make 100 to be providers for your children, to help take care of your children and love and create that bond for your children. I could go on and on and on about this, man, but the truth is, a lot of dudes are just have been dealing with women that have no work ethic. Just lazy, selfish, self-centered women. There are so many women out here. Excuse me. There are so many women out here that are willing to go 50-50 with you, that are willing to cook for you, that are willing to not want to see you stressed out, that are willing to go to the gym with you and work out with you. There are so many women out here, but you ever think about turning a 5 to a 10, turning a 6 to a 10, turning a 4 to an 8? You ever thought about that? Instead of just going after an 8, going after a 10? How about you build that woman into a 10? Some women that, she looks good, but this could be, she could work on that. Maybe she needs help. Maybe you're the man to come into her life and help her and turn her into a 10. But she has a good heart. She's not selfish. She's not self-centered like that 10 that you got your eye on, like that 8 that you got your eye on. Come on, fellas. Y'all gotta do better, man. Y'all gotta do better. And let me just say this video is off of experience. I'm speaking off of experience. I'm not just talking. I've dated plenty of women, man. And the women that I've stayed with, I've been in 2 5 to 6 year relationship, and I'm currently in an 11-year relationship. And all those women I stayed that long with were far from selfish. Heck, the one before this one now, she said, oh, I want you to be a stay-at-home dad. That's my goal. She wanted me to be a stay-at-home dad. She didn't want to be a stay-at-home mom. See, when you're dealing with females that actually love and care about you, they want to see you live long just as much as them. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace and love.